sexual abuse in that being 18 years or older, he engaged in sexual contact. This is off Justia, where you can look up cases. Mm-hmm. He engaged in sexual contact with a person not his spouse who is less than 14 years old. At the sentencing hearing...
So, he was married when this happened.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
That's weird. Under 18, not his spouse.
Yeah. At the sentencing hearing, the judge heard the testimony of the victim's father.
Well, that's because in Arkansas, you can get married if you're under 18.
Yeah. You're right. He did serve time. Sentenced appellate to 90 months in the Arkansas Department of Corrections and fined him $7,500.
What is that, 8.5 years?
On appeal, appellant argues that the judge erred by permitting the victim's father to testify and by allowing the father to testify that the appellant shouldn't walk with this because it will just happen to another child. At the hearing, the state informed the judge that the victim would not testify and the victim's father would on the victim's behalf. Appellant objected, argued that the victim should testify and the father could testify as to the effect. I have read the pre-sentence report, and it does bother me that Mr. Blank says that he just wasn't man enough to get away from a child. That shows me there's a problem. And even arguing, I assume the child would say she didn't want him to go to prison. She's been subjected to this conduct for a period of time since she was in at least the 5th grade.
Yes. Oh, my God.
So that's what, 10?
So this was an ongoing thing.
This was somebody either in his family or he had very close contact.
Yeah, close access to. Possibly her life's been destroyed. I don't know. It certainly has not enhanced her life. The court will take judicial notice that the defendant is 55 years old. So if mom was 73 and he's 75. This was 20 years ago. Yeah. After listening to the evidence, reviewing the pre-sentence report, I can't help but find that this is a deviant behavior, not to be condoned, excused, not something that can be handled with probation. I don't enjoy sending people to prison, but I think that's what justice demands. It is the judgment of this court that Mr. Whatever, and then that's when they sentenced him. Okay.
Well, they should have sentenced him to chemical castration.
So this was 20 years ago, so I believe they were married then, but they hadn't started the daycares. So they started a daycare empire, and I'm being facetious with the word empire, but I mean, if you own 3 daycares, you're pulling down some bank. Mm-hmm. Christian daycares, I believe that's important.
Well, they make it a point.
And I think that's important. I'll tell you why in a minute. So, and they have not been notifying the parents that her husband, that she's married to a level 2
registered sex offender.
And what they're saying is, their argument here is, well, we're good Christian people.
That doesn't mean shit.
And not. Yeah, right there, not.
Good Christian people don't mess with 5th graders.
Not usually.
And they're saying, well...
But remember what happened to Renew, those good Christian people. Daddy fucked his daughter-in-law while his son was in a coma for 3 months and got her pregnant.
You can get away with a lot of things,
and everybody
if you slap that label on it.
We'll just look past that.
No, my favorite... Well, everybody sins.
Yeah,
that's a little bit more than that.
Some people sin a little different than others, but anyway, they're
don't judge them because they sin differently than you. No, I'm judging them because he fucked
illegal.
his daughter-in-law while his son was in a fucking coma.
That before they got married,
he'd been a father figure.
Yeah,
that's even. That's
so. Yes, I
see. That's the point that sticks with me. That's the ick factor.
That's why when people say, "Oh, you think you're better than someone," I'm better than that. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. How this came up is a lady went to tour one of the daycares. Thinking about putting her child in there,
right?
And I don't know how she found out about the whole.
I wonder if she was doing like background checks,
probably,
which is totally reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be in charge of my child, and so their thing is, well, he's never around the daycares. Okay, I don't care. I feel like you still have a duty to inform. I really do.
So he's absolutely never stepped foot in that daycare in a day in his life.
Yeah, he's never brought his wife
bullshit.
But see, to me that doesn't matter because
he probably can't. Legally can't go within however many hundreds feet of the daycare.
I would be surprised if he can legally be married to a one who owns 3 of them.
Yeah,
because that's another important distinction. She doesn't just own them; she owns an operates them. So she's hands-on. She's the director. She directs the early education department programs in these. So she's hands-on. Right. She's not like, I just sit back and let somebody else run it and the money comes in. So, and like people, what shocked me is the way people were responding.
Yeah.
Because they were like,
how are they responding?
Probably
supportively.
I would think
defending her,
saying, "Oh, you didn't do anything wrong, and these people are just tools of the devil trying to bring you down."
Oh my God!
I'm like, okay, now wait a minute.
Your husband diddles little children,
or at least has diddled a child.
Mm-hmm. Well, if he repeatedly diddled that one, I think that's a chronic issue.
I agree. Yeah. Like, I don't believe that's a kind of thing that he said, I wasn't man enough to stay away.
Yeah.
You ain't much man then.
No. Not even a little bit.
So, and like, all the people were just so like, oh, we have your back, and like, don't get me wrong, I've never known anything bad about this woman. She's a good person, but obviously she's married to someone who is not
predator.
And
I'm sorry. It's probably a good thing I didn't see that post and all the responses, because my only response repeatedly would have been, he's a fucking registered sex offender.
It said he pled guilty, y'all. Yeah. So he didn't try to deny that he did it.
Oh, and what didn't somebody say? What was their excuse?
I'm sure the little girl was a temptress.
That the charges, something, I can't remember. Somebody made a comment about charges were dropped, or I don't know.
The charges weren't dropped because
they
weren't
because served time.
I'm not gonna use any names, but I'm gonna go to. Anyway, she took down. You know, the daycare had a Facebook page last night, and so it was getting so
beat up.
Yeah, she took it down. Like, okay, this is the post 14 hours ago, the one that I had saw that I was like, something's afoot. Please pray for me. This ordeal has turned into a personal harassment at this point. I'm turning off our daycare page until I can contact my attorney, but I really don't know what I can do to stop them. I hate posting my personal business, but everyone else is, so I somewhat feel obligated to. I just need prayer. I ask that you stop sending me screenshots. I can't handle it anymore. Please stop commenting on their post, as it only fuels their fire. If you want to help me, just pray. I can't believe this is happening. And then everybody's okay. I'm just going to read you some other responses. Again, no names or anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick out the ones that know what, clearly know what. You've got it. You're definitely approaching this the right way. Your daycare has been blessed many times for a reason. Sometimes the high road is a lonely place, but it will get you where you want to go. All right, then. Dear Father God, I pray for peace and strength for Stacey.
I hate it when people do that.
In this in this situation. I ask for your intervention in the minds and hearts of the people causing problems. I pray for the staff and families under her charge that they will refrain from interactions with troublemakers. I place a hedge around
troublemakers.
The daycare, and especially the kids in all 3 locations. Keep them under your wings. You better be praying for them kids.
You might want to put a hedge around their freaking husband. Keep him away from children.
Oh, okay, hold on. But
wait. Lord, we know you have a plan.
Oh, Jesus.
We see you working daily in this person, under so many families and young lives.
Yeah.
You know we have what she does for so many. The enemy is trying to throw all this negativity her way.
Right.
Satan attacks those who are doing the most good.
Oh, yeah.
The devil is trying to make you doubt all the promises God makes.
Certainly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She's in the wrong, because let's say her husband was an alcoholic. Why in the fuck would she go open 3 bars?
Yeah, or 3 liquor stores.
You know?
But if her husband was not allowed by law to go to those liquor stores.
Guess what? He wasn't allowed to do whatever he did to that kid.
I understand
By
that.
law.
Yeah, no, I get that, and that was wrong. I don't know. That's a.
Oh my
That
God.
just seems like a weird situation to be in. So here's a different thing. No, you've read enough comments for now.
No, you got to hear these.
God damn it. Okay.
Attackers want attention. They want a platform. There seems to be an anti-capitalism spirit in our nation.
Sweet Jesus. That actually doesn't have shit to do with capitalism.
Probably an anti-registered fucking sex offender.
So then let's use a different hypothetical, one that's not so emotionally charged. Let's say I own a security an internet security consulting company, right? And Amber is a convicted hacker.
Mm-hmm.
She's not allowed to ever use a computer again.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to.
And that doesn't mean that you wouldn't have a responsibility to notify your clients.
I mean, if the laws worked, nobody would be drug addicts. Nobody would be raping kids. Nobody would be breaking laws.
That's the other thing. Let's say that you have all of these customers' passwords
and they found out I was
and
a
everything
hacker.
else. She's a hacker. You have all
They
that
are
shit
all gonna
readily
drop your
available to her
ass.
in the house.
Yeah.
And that actually is fairly benign compared to this situation.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. If she wanted to order, or she wanted to own, if childcare was her dream, okay. But I believe where she was wrong was in not letting the families know.
Because she knew she would fail.
Well, right.
Yeah.
But if you're...
So she knowingly was lying to
me,
everybody.
that's the problem. You're not giving them the information
To make an informed
that they
decision.
need to make an informed decision about the safety
About
of their
their
children.
child.
So then what if she was an owner but not operator?
That would make it a little better for me. Like, if she wasn't
Yeah,
hands-on.
I would still be. I'd probably still stay away from the place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd put my grandbaby there. Don't get me wrong. You know...
I'm sorry, if that is your lifelong dream, you need to drop your husband. If he's more important, then you need to drop the dream.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like...
I wonder, honest to God, I wonder what the laws are concerning him having that close a relationship to a child daycare.
Well, my thing is, and I she's never been like my best friend or anything, but I know her character. She's a good person. I guarantee she doesn't believe in his guilt, or she wouldn't. I truly don't believe she's the kind of person that could say, "Oh yeah, he did it, but I love him." You know. Well,
Do you think
I
she's
know,
the
I
type
know.
of, do you
There's
think
women
she's
out
the
there
type
all
of
the time
person
for
that, yes, he did it, but he's let God into his heart?
We all sin. Oh,
No,
fuck
I
off.
really believe that if she stayed with him, then she believes he's innocent. I don't know how she can get around the fact that he pled guilty, but because I got news for you, if I
was
nothing you could do.
innocent, there's nothing you could offer me to plead guilty to fucking a kid. No.
No. So I don't know, but
I'd plead guilty to killing someone for that.
right,
In a
because
heartbeat.
Yeah.
everybody.
Because there are some people that need killing.
Well, and there are situations when, defense and all that, where taking a life is justified, in my opinion. There's never...
No, yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's
So,
not
no.
a situation where fucking a
for
kid's
a fifth
okay.
grader, yeah.
So to be clear, I really believe that she probably doesn't think these things truly happen.
Right.
I feel like she's wrong, but I just feel like if she really... hiding that is not right.
So you think they were married when this happened?
I think so, because she's been married, as far as I know, to this person for a long time.
I wonder if she used to do, like, babysitting and stuff.
From the home.
Yeah.
I know childcare has always been her passion, even when we were kids.
I wonder if that's where the closeness came
Oh
in.
God, I hope not. I wouldn't want to have to carry that guilt. But yeah, I think where she went wrong is by not, if people still want to know, then okay. But I think she had a responsibility, if not legal, moral responsibility to tell people. And I just kind of wondered what y'all's opinions on that were.
Yeah, I wouldn't take my kid there.
No, I wouldn't either.